Oh my gosh, there's just so much junk everywhere. That's okay. Hey y'all, welcome to the Suburban Stitcher podcast. My name is Diane, and today is the 20th of February, 2020. 2020. I hope that y'all are having a great day, a great week, wherever you are. It is chilly here in Texas today. It is about 50 degrees and very overcast and very rainy, and it is just kind of a yucky day. So I am enjoying wearing my Sunset Highway. That I don't get a ton of wear of because long sleeve sweaters here just don't get a lot of wear, but I sure do enjoy making them. I am excited to speak with you today. I have one finished object, a couple of works in progress, and a little bit of shop news to talk about. So not a whole lot new and exciting or anything like that. It's just kind of business as usual and some knitting. So let's chat about that. The finished object is this beauty right here. And it is on a mannequin because I will explain why. But this is a brand new sweater that is released today. Let's see if I can get that to focus. This is by Andre Mowry, and it is called Pink Velvet. I was a test knitter of the worst sort, and let me speak about that. So first, let me tell you what yarn I knit it with, and then actually I can get it pretty close there. Let's see. So the yoke is knit out of Suburban Stitcher Surrey silk in the antique colorway, and it is held double. I wanted to make sure that it was thick and not see-through. The original pattern calls for Ching melted baby Surrey, and that is a fingering weight more so. And so I held my 2 strands of lace weight double to get hopefully close to the same gauge. And then the body is knit out of Suburban Stitcher singles in the mud pie colorway. So this is a brand new colorway this year in 2020. It kind of debuted at Vogue Knitting Live. It's a tonal brown, as you can see. And then this is that Surrey silk. It's really nice and fuzzy. It's got a great halo. So I'm happy with the yarn choice. I'm happy with how the finished object itself came out. Let's talk about why I'm a test knit failure. Usually I would say I'm a test knit failure because there was an issue or because I didn't meet the deadline, I couldn't finish, some sort of reason. I am a test knit failure because apparently I can't read. As most test patterns, I was assigned a size and I cast on for the appropriate size, which I was assigned the size 3, which is a 40-inch bust for this particular pattern. It calls for 0 to 2 inches of positive ease, so very, very close to your actual bust. And I'm a 40-inch full bust, and so I plan to knit the 40. Well, I cast on for the appropriate at the top. There, without giving too much away, you do all of your increases and whatever, and then you knit the yoke. Well, I finished the yoke and went to separate for sleeves and realized that I did not have the correct number of stitches for the size 3. I, in fact, had the correct number of stitches for the size 1. This was about 10 days before the deadline that the test knit was due, and I messaged, and gratefully they said, just keep knitting the 1. and, you know, keep going. So that's what I did. I kept knitting the one. I knit it with short sleeves because that was A, what I had time for, and B, it already was not going to fit me. So I have some size issues for it fitting me. Now I will say I can put it on. It's extremely tight. It's about a 32 inches around, and I'm a 40, as I said. So it's 8 inches of negative ease, which isn't real cute, I don't think. But anyway, the pattern itself was great. I just can't read. If these are colors that you would like to use to knit a version of your own, then you can message me. I think everything is actually available in the shop right now. This mud pie color as well as antique on Surrey silk. Or I would love to help you come up with your own combo. So that's my finished object for this week. Okay, my battery. Battery might be an issue this episode. Okay, so works in progress. I have 2 things that I'm actively working on. Everything that I'm knitting right now, my priorities have to be shop samples, and so you will see that that is what I'm focusing on. I am still working on my birds of a feather. I showed this off last week. I have made some decent progress, or last week or 2 weeks ago, not sure. But this is my birds of a feather. I am using Suburban Stitcher in the Manhattan colorway. Let me come up a little bit closer. So I am using my slub yarn and mohair. So I'm knitting it to pattern exactly. The only thing that I've done is I've replaced the 2 skeins of fingering weight with 2 skeins of fingering weight slub yarn. I love all the texture that it's creating. It's going really well. Yeah, so this is a great, just mindless, pick it up, knit a few rows, don't have to think too much about it. Garter stitch is perfect for that kind of thing. We had a baseball tournament last weekend. I knit quite a bit on this there, so yeah, it was perfect for that. I don't know what section I'm on, maybe 5 or 6. I know there's like 15 or 16, so I'm just plugging away at it. Hopefully it's done in time for DFW. That's sort of my goal, but I'm just gonna finish it when I can finish it. And then the next project that I have is in my lovely, I've had this for several months, and this is the first time that I'm using it. Feels very fancy. This is my Hohi & Co. bucket bag, which I'm sure has a letter code, and I can't remember it, but this is a pale pink pebbled leather with the natural tag and the handles, and it's absolutely perfect. It's perfect for a bigger, like a sweater or a big shawl or something like that project where you need to see all of your yarn. But I have cast on the worsted sock arms by Telly Bean Knits, Stephanie of Telly Bean Knits. She knit the sock arm sweater, or designed the sock arm sweater, a worsted sock arms. She's designed so many beautiful sweaters and projects, and I'm really excited to cast one on. I think this is my first Telly Bean project. So she is actually an in real life knitting friend of mine, so that's really exciting. But you can see I've just started. It is a bottom up sweater, and this will definitely be a sample for DFW. This is my Demure colorway and my Merino DK base, pale pink. And then because it's sock arms, I am using Mustache yarn in the Queen of Soul colorway, which is inspired by Aretha Franklin. And this is the colors. So it's pinks and browns and purples and golds, kind of a reddish pink. Very, very excited about this project. So I'm making some modifications to my version, which I will talk more about when I'm done with it. So that is it for works in progress. I have one thing, I think this silly battery, oh my gosh. One thing in the shop, other than everything that's in the shop that you can see behind me that's ready to ship. This particular item is a fundraiser that I'm doing in honor of my aunt who passed away last month. She passed away after a long battle with breast cancer, and I mentioned a few episodes ago that I wanted to do a skein to raise money for St. Jude, which was her chosen kind of charity that was in lieu of flowers at her funeral. And so I dyed up this bright orange skein of yarn. It's called Uncommon Sense, and every skein will, there will be a $5 that I donate from the purchase of every skein to send over to St. Jude. So it's a pre-order. They will start shipping in March, so about a week and a half from now. But I've got it on Surrey, on mohair, sock, slub yarn. It's really cool on the slub. And I think I have it on singles and DK too. I can't remember, but it's all in the listing. And again, $5 from every skein will go to St. Jude. And it's just my nice, I think, nice way to honor her memory. And if you need pattern suggestions or different things like that, I would be happy to help you. I have an idea to knit a particular shawl with one of the skeins of mohair, so I'm excited about that plan. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Here it is just knitting and life and getting ready for DFW. Lots of yarn, lots of wholesale orders. Please check your stockists. I have sent out probably 3 or 4 wholesale orders in the last several weeks. So check your stockists. They probably have new yarn coming. But that's it for now. I hope that you have a great week, and until we meet again, hopefully with some more progress on some of these projects. Bye, y'all.